So it's that time of year again. We're going to be doing the holiday gift guides for 2025, and this video is going to be the under $25 price category. Over the next few days, I'll be releasing videos for different price categories. We have the under $25, under $50, under $100, under $200, and then over $200. I'll also be doing videos specifically on the best deals I find for Black Friday and for Cyber Monday, so go ahead and get subscribed if you do want to see those videos when they come out. All of these upcoming videos, as well as the previous year's videos, will be in a playlist linked down in the description below. It also includes a video that will help guide you through the process of making sure that you're actually getting a good deal. I do highly suggest you check that out. And again, link will be in the description. So a little bit different this year. All products that I'm going to be talking about in this video, and as well as the other videos, is going to be in a spreadsheet that's going to be linked down in the description below. This is going to include tabs for each of the different price categories, as well as our best of Black Friday, best of Cyber Monday deals. So you can go ahead and check that out. I figured it'd be a little bit easier than having a bunch of pages on my website. So go ahead and check those out. The spreadsheet will also include products that I do not talk about in the video, just to keep the videos from getting too long. These will all be affiliate links, so if you do use them, they do help support the channel. I will also be posting deals I come across in my Discord if you're interested. That's the best spot to see deals as soon as I know about them. So first off, I wanted to start off with some audio video related items. As you know, I did some videos this year talking about turntables and the turntable that I got from Wax Mode. And I recently just picked up a vinyl record cleaner kit. These have gotten pretty affordable. I did not pick up this exact kit. I actually picked up the collector's edition kit recently, just last month, but unfortunately it is now unavailable and not there. So I grabbed another kit from the same manufacturer, and very, very affordable. This is a great option. A lot of people don't really have anything to clean their vinyls with. For a while, I was just using a microfiber cloth, which is fine, but this will help clean both the actual vinyls themselves, your cartridge, and just keep everything a little bit cleaner and a little bit easier to do so. And I really like the ones that come with some kind of case or something to keep all of the cleaning tools within, so they're not just strewn about. There's plenty of other ones if you do want to go ahead and check them out. This was just, I'm really liking the Big Fudge one so far, so I tried to look at another Big Fudge one that did have a case with it. Now, another really great gift idea for people who have multiple different styles of hobbies, so whether it's music or video games, or they just like listening to music, IEMs are a really cool and fun way to listen to your stuff without having to wear big bulky headphones, and you're still getting some pretty good quality from them. It's really handy when you don't need your stuff to be wireless. So for example, when I'm editing at my desk and I don't want to have everything playing on my speakers, I just want to have it on headphones. Instead of wearing my headphones, I'll often just wear IEMs because they're just a little bit more comfortable. During the summer, I get a lot less hot using these instead of wearing headphones on my head, and they can be really great. There's a bunch of different price ranges that you can get these for, and Keep Hi-Fi has a really wide range of IEMs at a whole bunch of different price points. So here we have some that are regularly under $25, but on sale they're under $20. They have some that are regularly, under $30 and are now currently under $25. We'll go over those at the end. I'll talk about some products that are not normally under $25, but with the sales currently on this week, they are. And it really does allow you to have a lot of flexibility. I really like the IEMs that have the removable cables. It just means that you can kind of change things around if you want to. And if there's any kind of issue with the cable at any point, you can just replace the cable and not have to replace the whole earbud, which is nice. And like I said, IEMs are great for people like musicians. If you've ever seen drummers or guitarists, a lot of the times they're using IEMs while they're playing their music, especially if they're using amplifiers or stuff. They're just comfortable, they sound great, and they do a great job, and there's some pretty ones out there too. Now, I've done quite a few videos about the NVIDIA Shield Pro this year, and the NVIDIA Shield Pro definitely not under $25, but a really great streaming solution under $25 is Walmart's OnBox. So the On 4K regular price is usually under $20. And the reason I really like the OnBox is it's an Android focused box. So you can do a lot of the same stuff that I do on my NVIDIA Shield Pro. You can do that on the OnBox, things like Project Ivy, side loading all of your apps, doing all that fun stuff. You can do that on the OnBox and fully customize the ecosystem as much as you want. And at that price point, it provides a ton of value. And being able to do a lot of that stuff yourself, you can strip out a lot of the ads that things like Roku and Fire Stick are like pushing more and more and more every year. I think the Unbox is probably the best budget choice here. And it being under 20 bucks, it's a super, super good value. Now, it won't be a Caddac guide video without charging products, and we have a lot of the same products as previous years. So we have the Nanami charge stand. So I really like this. This is the one that I still use beside my bed every single night. This is what charges my phone every night. It is a great, great device. It works really, really well. This one particularly does not have the adapter that comes with it. It just keeps it a little bit cheaper. And if you have a spare adapter around, you can use that with this. It's perfectly fine. If you do want one with the adapter, it's a little bit more expensive. Regularly, it is $25.99, so we're going a little bit over, but I'm considering anything that's $25.99 to be within its price category today. And on sale, it's under at the $20.79. So this is a really good option. If you do not have a spare brick laying around, this one gives you the brick and the charger and a cable for it as well. And I think this is just a really good wireless charger. I like it. Use it beside my bed. Nice and affordable. Now, if you prefer a pad style charger, the Anker 313 I still think is one of the best value pad chargers out there. Regularly around $16, $15. I don't typically see it at that $16 price point. Typically see it around $15. On sale currently right now, $11. So I think this is a really good value. If you want a pad style charger, I personally don't like pad style chargers. They're a lot more finicky. You really got to line up your phone on them to get them to work. And typically I like being able to see my phone screen. So I only use a wireless charger while I'm sleeping for the most part. I used to have one beside my desk, but I use my phone too often now while I'm at my desk. So if a pad charger is your style, it's a great option. Now, talking about charging bricks, these have become a little bit more affordable this year. So for example, the Ugreen 35 watt charger using the gallium nitrate, regular price $24.99, currently right now $16. It is a very, very small device. You can use this to charge a whole bunch of things. It'll slow charge laptops. 35 watts is not a lot for a laptop, but if you have your laptop powered off, this will do a good job at juicing it back up if you need to. It'll do great with iPads. It'll do great with all your phone devices. Now, car charging has become relatively important for me because I use Android Auto. And if you use Android Auto, you know that it really sucks up the battery life of anything that is currently using it. So my phone just loses juice really fast using Android Auto. So getting a good car charger is really important. And I do a lot of traveling now. And, whenever I'm traveling down to see my parents, again, I am using a lot of devices while I'm there. And then it's really handy to just charge things up quickly on my way back or on my way there. So having a good car charger, really great for me. So there's this 52 watt one here, regularly 20 bucks down to about $12 right now. I really like this one because it's super small profile. Some of them stick out from the charging port quite a bit, or the cigarette lighter port. So having one that's really small and low profile, I really like the idea of that. But if you want one with a little bit more juice, Ugreen also has a 63 watt one where it'll actually stick out a little bit from the charging point. Not too much, which is great. It gives you a little bit more juice output, and this could be something that could power, again, it could charge up a laptop, especially if it's off. 63 watts is actually pretty decent, so you can probably charge a laptop while using it as well. This can charge a Steam Deck and use it at the same time without having any loss in power. You can do a lot of really great things with this wattage, and overall, I think this is a great idea. So to go along with those chargers, getting some great charging cables is a great idea as well. And getting something that's able to support the higher wattage stuff is really important, so that in case you do end up using a higher wattage charger, you don't have to buy new cables every time you change chargers. So these Ugreen 100 watt ones are great. It is a 2-pack of USB-C cables, which I think is a great value. Normally 23 bucks, down a couple of dollars right now. It's not a huge sale, but I think these are a really good option. And these are the 10-foot long cables. I really like having super long cables. I prefer having as many long cables as possible, and then maybe only having 1 or 2 shorter cables. So these are great. I use one of the 10-foot 100 watt cables in my car for charging my phone. And I have one down by my TV so that I can charge my phone while watching TV and be able to move around and kind of sit wherever I want to in the living room. So these are a really good option here. On the lightning side of things, there's also options. I know a lot of the newer phones don't use lightning anymore, so it's not as important, but there is a 6-foot here for $18.99 with lightning kind of going away. It seems like a lot of those cables have become more expensive. There used to be a 10-foot option for these. There's no 10-foot option from Ugreen anymore. I'm sure Anker and some of the other manufacturers have those, but getting a good, nice, long USB to lightning cable is always a good idea as well if you're still using lightning. And then for power banks, one of the best power banks under the $26 price point is this Anker PowerCore 10K. This is the same one that we've used the last couple of years, but it is still the only one that is consistently under that $26 mark. Regular price is $25.99. Like I said, I'm going to keep those. I'm going to include those in here for this year. But right now it's currently on sale for $15.59. So I think it's a great price. Having a 10,000 milliamp battery pack, always keep that in like your laptop bag or in your car or in your travel bag. It makes life so much easier when you don't have to try to find a port somewhere to charge your device, especially when you're out and about and you can't just sit in one spot and let your phone charge. These are really good for that, and this is the best one at this price point. So to transition over to some computer accessories, I've talked about this a lot in the past as well, but getting a nice large mouse pad, I think, is one of my biggest things with using a desk. If I use somebody else's desk, it feels weird to me not having a large desk mat or, you know, extra large mouse pad. And there are a lot of options under $25. For example, there's this one here with a bunch of couple different designs. You know, regular price $16, currently down to $13.29. A lot of options here. We have an option from Glorious, which is not a desk pad, but it is just an extra large mouse pad. It's 16 by 18 inches. Still really nice being able to have all that movement for your mouse, especially if you play things like FPS games, where maybe you keep your sensitivity a little bit lower and you need to move your mouse a lot further. Things like this are really great. This one's right at the $25 price point at $24.87. And then we have one from Logitech, which uses a special fabric, which helps reduce water from basically getting into the mouse pad. Just makes spills a little bit easier. So they have a couple colors here, all under $25 as well. They have an additional coupon for a huge 86-cent discount, which is great. But there are a lot of really large mouse pad options out there. Go ahead and take a look at them. You can search for XL mouse pad, XXL mouse pads. Usually do like the desk style ones. A lot of options out there. I really love mine, and I could not go back to using a desk without having one. I've talked about a lot of USB docks on the channel. Both I've done reviews and including them in the price guide videos in the past. And having a good one, especially with the way that a lot of laptops and devices are going, where there's just less and less ports and they're just relying on you using a USB-C adapter to kind of do everything. Having one, it's better to have one, not need one, than need one, not have one. I have a couple. I use it with my Steam Deck. I use it with my ROG Ally. I used to use it with my old work laptop. They can come in super handy. We have this one from Ugreen here. It is regularly $16 down to under $10, which I think is a great stocking stuffer style price. And it's a 501, so lots of ports on there. But this year we've also gotten a 7-in-1 that is now regularly under $25 and on sale currently at $17, where it's a 7-in-1, so you get a few extra ports. And the important thing for these, and one feature that I think that you should not really get a USB-C dock or hub without this, is having the power pass through. Makes it a lot easier so that you can continue charging the device that you're connecting this to while still using it as a hub. So you don't have to worry about your battery dying while you have a whole bunch of stuff plugged in, because every time you plug something in, it's going to be using more power from that device as well. So being able to charge at the same time makes a pretty big difference. Now, something else that's gotten quite a bit less expensive this year compared to previous years are micro SD cards. Every year they seem to be just getting more and more affordable. So we have the SanDisk 128 gig. This is a really good card. It's currently right now $23.88, and this one hasn't really changed too much in terms of pricing. It's a very good card though, in case you need it. But one that has gotten a lot cheaper is this Samsung Evo 256 gig. So this one used to be around $50 or, you know, closer to $35 when it was on sale, but now its regular price is $23, and I think this is a fantastic price for this card. This is a really good one to use in things like a Stream Deck, a Nintendo Switch, a ROG Ally, any of the handhelds and stuff, these are fantastic cards for those. And I have, as you can see, I've purchased this one. I have a 250, I have a 512 in the ROG Ally, and I have the 1 terabyte model in my Stream Deck. Obviously, those ones are a bit over the price point, but if the price point is under 25 bucks, this is a really, really good option. Now, if you work from home, elevating your laptop, your work laptop especially, where you're not looking down at it at your desk is really, really good for your neck. Looking down at something for long periods of time is just going to be super uncomfortable, and it may lead to spine issues over time. Having a lifting device for your laptop, so some kind of stand. This one, for example, here, under $25 regular price, currently under 20 bucks. I think this is a really good option, especially if you're not going to be typing on that laptop and you're just using it connecting to a whole bunch of other stuff and you have a separate keyboard or mouse. These are great. I've always used some kind of laptop stand while using my laptops for work. Even now that I don't have a regular job, I use one right here with my laptop, and it just elevates the screen a little bit so that I'm not looking down at it nearly as much. Puts it in a little bit more of an ergonomic position, and then I have a mouse and keyboard that I use separately from the actual laptop. So having these things are great. They are always going to be nice and affordable. Having them under 20 bucks, I think it's a no-brainer, and sometimes your work will even cover these for you. And along the same note, a really cool stocking stuffer idea are these phone stands. I've talked about this JSOX one before, and I've actually purchased these on the Canadian Amazon, not the American one that I'm on now, but I've purchased these on the Canadian Amazon quite a few times. And at this price point, this is just a great, great purchase. I have purchased this for a friend who liked doing a lot of cooking, but they looked at recipes on their phone all the time. They just keep one in their kitchen. These things fold really nice and flat, so you can throw it in a bag. It could be super handy for people that like watching stuff on their phones all the time. It's easy to bring around with you. You can watch in portrait or landscape, a whole bunch of other stuff. I think these are great. This is something that I would probably use at my desk. To think about it, at this price, I probably should have picked one up when my parents were down in the US, but alas, it's a little late for that. This is a really, really good price for these. Having it for under $7 right now on sale is just a wicked steal. Now, I've talked about these in past, but if you do have someone on your gifting list that travels a lot and likes using their phones instead of using the on-plane entertainment, or if they travel budget and the planes don't have the actual screens in the seats and they just use their phones while traveling, having one of these phone holders for the plane is amazing. I got one of these for a family member. They use it a lot. I've talked about it with a lot of people. I know some people that have picked it up after I've suggested it. They've really liked it. They have some newer versions that have MagSafe so that you don't have to use the clips on it. All of these are under $25. It's a really, really good purchase for someone who travels a lot. And if I was traveling still for work all the time, I would probably get one of these. I'm not traveling for work anymore. These are just a sweet option, and they also have like multi-packs and stuff like that. So if you want to get a whole bunch of them for your kids, stick them in stockings and stuff, these are just really good value. Now, I've had a macro or a mini knife for a really long time. This is what I use to open up almost every single box whenever I do my unboxing vids, whenever I'm kind of really doing anything in my office. This is just a really nice and handy little micro tool. This one is no longer available, but I did find another one which is very similar. Also uses a titanium blade. Having these nice little mini ones are just handy. You know, keep it in your drawer in your kitchen for when you have to open up envelopes and packages and all that kind of stuff. They're really handy. Them being nice and small is nice and convenient, and I like them. 12 bucks regular price or $10 right now on sale, I think is a really good option. There's a bunch of other options that are also under the $25 price point on sale right now. So ones like from Gerber and from Smith & Wesson right now. So if you want to check those out, those are also available. And then in terms of kits, iFixit's Moray kit is always a really great suggestion. At the $20 price point, I think it's a great little micro screwdriver set. It's really great for working on laptops, working on your computer. You kind of got everything that you need here to work on most tech devices. Having the really, really small Phillips heads are great for things like M.2 screws and stuff like that. So this is a really good option, but if you want something that has a lot more tools within it, you can get one of these budget branded ones. So this one from Chopin, it's a 122-in-1. I have it here. It's got a lot more stuff in it. It's really great for opening stuff. that has the kind of like clamshell locks, because it has a bunch of the tools that help you open those things up. Having the tweezers and all that kind of fun stuff is easy and nice as well. I think that I have one of those, and then I also have a micro screwdriver set. I use them both quite a bit, and this one is essential for me opening things like my laptop, my e-reader, stuff like that when I want to fix them. Now, if we want to talk about some devices that typically aren't $25 but are currently on sale under $25, we're going to start off here with the Fire Stick 4K. As mentioned, I do think that the on-box is a better overall value, especially with the amount of customization you can do with it. But if you do prefer Amazon's Fire Stick format, you can go ahead and get either the Fire Stick 4K or even the 4K Plus, currently on sale under $25 at $24.99. These are a really good option. Just keep in mind that Amazon is pushing more and more ads on everything. So that is something that you're going to have to get used to if you're using one of these devices. Now, in terms of audio, there are some really great true wireless earbuds that are now under the $25 price category when on sale. Things like Anker's Soundcore P20i are a really great choice. There's a bunch of different color options here under $25, and these ones are good. But currently, the P30i are also under $30. These are a slight improvement over the other ones, and these ones have noise canceling in them as well. So at this price point, I think these are a much better option than the P20i. If you can afford it, the $25 price point for yourself, for a stocking stuffer, for someone who just wants a good, affordable pair of wireless noise canceling earbuds, I think these are a really good choice. In terms of charging, we just kind of go up a little bit in wattage. We can get something like the Ugreen 45 watt here, which is normally just above the $25 price point. Goes down just below the $25 price point at $19 on sale. This one's got 3 ports, and it can support 45 watt on a singular port. It's not just a 45 watt combined. So I think this is a really good one for using things like your laptop and stuff like that. This one can do quite a bit for you. It can also charge things like your Nintendo Switch. Now, if you or the person you're gifting for is okay with a slightly larger charger, getting something like this Nexode 65 watt gallium nitride charger is great. This will handle most laptops. This will handle things like the Steam Deck, like the ROG Ally, and a bunch of others. It provides a lot more juice. It is a little bit larger, so it's not as portable or travel friendly. But this is a really good option as well. Having 65 watts under $25 on sale, it's a really good value. Along those same lines, the car charger, we can get up to 130 watts total charging under $25 on sale. This one is fantastic if you do a lot of traveling. Like I said, if you travel a lot for work, stuff like that, having 130 watts, having at least 100 watts on a singular port to charge your laptop or whatever other devices you have is kind of crucial, especially if you're using your stuff a lot on the go. This one will be great for camping. This will be great for doing road trips, stuff like that. I think this is a really good option, and under that $25 price point, I think it provides a ton of value. And we're still around the 10,000 milliamp for power banks, but you can get one that has MagSafe, so it'll stick to the back of your iPhone, still provide the 10,000 milliamps of charging. It's a little bit more compact. It's a little bit thicker, but it's a little bit shorter, so it just fits on the back of your phone. And at $23.73, this is a really good option here as well. Now, another item for Apple that is on a great sale price right now are the Apple AirTags. So normally they're around $30. Currently, it is $17.97 for a singular AirTag. So these are only going to work with Apple, but it is a really good price for these. These are great for putting on keys, putting on backpacks, putting into your luggage, a whole bunch of purposes they're great for. Unfortunately, none of the good Android ones are under $25, but AirTag is. Now, this one did not used to be under $25 on sale, but this year it's right at $25.99, so I'm gonna consider it. The AirFly SE is a really, really good device for any of those people in your life who like using their Bluetooth earbuds or headphones with devices that don't have Bluetooth but do have a headphone jack. So the main purpose of these was originally for planes. Really great for people who travel a lot, like using their own wireless earbuds or headphones with the on-plane entertainment. But these are also great, as it mentions here, for things like gym equipment and really anything that has a headphone jack in it does not support Bluetooth. So these are great at $25.99. I think it's a great price. This is the budget option, but it works really, really well. I know quite a few people that I used to work with that I suggested they grab these for all of their work travel. They really like it. They're super happy with it. It lasts for their whole flight. They don't have to worry about it. At this price point, I think it's a great deal. Now, in terms of smart home stuff, a lot of the Casas stuff is around that $25 price point on sale right now. So for example, their 4-pack of smart bulbs is $25.59. These are using Wi-Fi, so do keep that in mind. Some people don't mind having their stuff use Wi-Fi. They don't have too much of it, so it's not too big of an issue. And having a 4-pack of these is great. I use these for a bunch of my lamps. I use it at the lamp that's behind me when I do my streams. I have one in a lamp in my bedroom, and then I have one in a lamp in my living room. They're great. I use them all the time, and I really like them. They provide plenty of good light. They're really customizable. You can do a whole bunch of stuff with them. So Casas smart plugs are also under $25 for the 4-pack here. So that's a really good price for the 4-pack. Again, these are Wi-Fi, not like Zigbee, like the ones that I talked about before. So if you prefer Zigbee, I think the Sonoff ones are really good. But if you're okay with the Wi-Fi ones, these ones are great. You get a 4-pack. They're a little bit smaller. They work pretty well. These are the ones that I currently use for my lights inside my office. These two lights here use the Casa ones. They're fantastic. I've used them for a really long time. I've got them working in Home Assistant. I've got them working in my Google Home. Everything kind of works. So really do like these. And at $23.99 for a 4-pack, I think it's pretty decent. And with all that said, I really do hope you found this video helpful. I really hope it helps you kind of shopping either for yourself or for other people. If you want to see any of the price guide videos as they come out, make sure to get subscribed and also check out the playlist down in the description below. Really do appreciate you watching to the end of this video. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next one.